Hello and welcome to episode 11 of my Minecraft Feed the Beast Monster tutorial Let's Play series. This episode is going to be on making Mystcraft interlinking books and the items and materials you will need. I will also give full demonstrations of how to use them. So rather than making it a really long episode covering all of Mystcraft, what I've decided to do is break Mystcraft down because there is a lot of confusion out there to do with it. So I'm going to separate it down into different episodes. So we won't be touching any other worlds in this episode. We're purely going to focus on interlinking books. So you have this massive world to explore and you find somewhere really cool or a very useful area to exploit for materials. But the only thing is you have a long journey to get there and back, and so it becomes a bit of a drag. Well, not anymore. That is a thing of the past, and let me show you some examples of what I'm talking about. So over there you can see I've put a map marker for the first village I found, which is village 1. Over there you can see I found a dungeon which is full of loot and monsters for us to do a further episode in at a later date. Notice the distance. Notice the distance is even further to that village. Turning round, you can see I've got a quarry over there. You can even use it for travel distances to set up quarries. Behind that you can see there's another village, a second village I found, and that is even excuse me, sorry, and that's even further away, a lot further away, but it's good for getting emeralds. And lastly, over there you can see there's some oil I found, so when we get on to using oil as a fuel. Now normally, of course, travelling back and forth is a pain, to say the least. So what I'm gonna show you is the way that we can create interlinking books to instantly travel back and forth to any location in your world, your Minecraft world, that you find. Okay, so let's go in here and make a start. Right, okay, first of all, the materials you're going to need to make interlinking books and linking books. You're going to need leather, you're going to need paper, and you're going to need plenty of gold dust. Now it starts with, let's start by showing you how to make the glass bottles in order to make the ink vials. So glass bottles are just free glass like so. To make the ink vials you need black dye and a water bottle. Okay, on the subject of the water bottle, next to where you're planning on doing your Mystcraft stuff, make a permanent water source. So just 3 water tiles wide, and that way, let's just quickly make one. What you can do is, providing you use the middle tile, you can go through and make as many unlimited amount of water bottles. So have a unlimited water source right next to where you're doing your Mystcraft stuff. Now for the making the ink vial, you need to use either ink sacs, black dyes, or you can also use the trees themselves. Now the easiest way to have an unlimited supply of black dyes for making your ink vials is to simply plant loads of, you first go to one of the dye biomes. There'll be one somewhere in your world, providing you've not disabled that mod. So find the black find black trees in your dye biome and then simply start planting a few. As you can see, I've done a few trees there. That will get you unlimited black dye, because you're going to be using loads in this process. There's always going to be new worlds that you're going to go to, like we need to cover the Nether at some point, and that will be, you'll need dyes for that, so there's loads. So that's how you get how you make and how you get the materials for your ink files. Next we'll be needing an ink mixer. An ink mixer is 4 stone, 1 glass bottle, sorry, 5 stone, like so, 1 glass bottle and 2 wooden planks either side. That gets you the ink mixer, which we're going to be needing. Okay, next we're going to need a writing desk. To make a writing desk, you have 1 feather there, 1 glass bottle and 5 wooden planks. That gets you your writing desk. Next, you will want to make lecterns. To make a lectern, which will give you 2, it's 1 stick and 5 wooden planks, like so. That gets you your lecterns. Now, I would recommend making, where did I put them? Making 64 lecterns, because they're just so useful, as you're going to see. So make yourself a load of the lecterns. Okay, so let's get started. That's all of materials and how you can make all of these. We're going to get to the unlinking book now. So first of all, we need to place the ink mixer. So let's put the ink mixer here. Okay, next, the writing desk. Now, if you place the writing desk like this, it will go against the wall. So stand opposite and click, and there we go. So we have our ink mixer and our writing desk. The writing desk we will be using until we start writing ages, and later on in an episode I'm going to show you how to make completely safe ages that are stable. So you can go there at will whenever you want and it'll always be stable. I'll be showing you how to make stable ages in a later episode. For now, we're just doing intralinking. Okay, so let's start with the ink mixer. Oops, let's grab some ink. Can't do a lot without that. So we need some ink vials. Okay, the ink vials go into your ink mixer and paper. Once you do that, you'll see over here it puts in the empty flask, the vial, because it used 1 to fill this up, and it used 1 paper to put a link panel there. Okay, now how do we get intralinking books? Intralinking, let's first explain the difference between linking books and intralinking books. This world that I'm in, I'm going to class as my home world. So from now on, I will refer to it as my home world. Okay, if we were in the Nether, that's obviously an off world. Linking books you use for linking between off worlds and your home world. Intralinking books you use for teleporting on your home world. So if we go to one of the villages, we can place an intralinking book there and an intralinking book here at our base, and that way we can teleport back and forth at will whenever we want, as many times as we want. If it was an off-world, so if it was the Nether, we would have to use a linking book. So off-world teleports, you use linking books. For homeworld teleports, you use intralinking books. Okay, so to make an intralinking panel, you use gold dust. And I found if you put 10 into this, so you pull it on your cursor, right click 10 times. Okay, it's the bright green we want. You can get different effects, but the one that we want is there. Now, once it gets to that full dark green, like so there, that's when you click to pick up the panel. Like, bang, there we go. Let's have a look. Right, okay, there's different effects that you can get on your link panels. This one is going to generate a platform. So if you're making Mystcraft worlds and you make unstable worlds, this guarantees that it will generate a platform underneath you so you don't die. Okay, so we failed on that first attempt. Let's try again. Let's put 10 in here and let's try and see if we can get one. No, just a normal one. Okay, let's try again. There we go, there's our first one. But for every time you want to do this, you will need two. One at the destination and one at your home base. So we need to make another one. No, that's just another link panel. Keep all of your link panels and keep the link panels with generate platform. They're going to be useful. Okay, let's try again. So you can see you don't always get them, but it's only gold dust. Another generate platform. Cool, another generate platform. Okay, let's grab some more gold dust. Right, okay, just in case I'm going to get more failures, I think it's a good idea that I get myself a load of spare gold dust. So, just while I'm doing this, if I fail lots, then at least I know some more's been made. Okay, oops, going wrong place. So let's go back to the ink mixer. Okay, let's try again. Right, okay, yeah, that's good. It'll generate a platform and it's intralinking. You see underneath it says intralinking, so there we go. We've got two intralinking. Right, okay, now to turn them into books, we'll go over to a crafting bench or crafting station. You put in one lever, but we need two, so I'm going to use two. Put in the intralinking panel next to it. That creates your unlinked linking book, so we'll grab that, and we want the second one, so we will grab that. There we go, we now have two unlinked link books. So the first thing we need to do is we need to use the first one in our base. So what you have to ask yourself before you use it, where do you want to port back into your base? Where exactly do you want to be? So if I put it just before the stairs, that way I can go over there to my chests, or I can go outside, so just here. So pull it in your hotbar and then simply right click. That's now linked that book, like so. Now what we now want to do, so we don't get confused with lots of different books, is we need to give it a name so we know exactly what it is for. So we right click the writing desk, we put our newly created link book in here. That allows us now to give it a name. So we remove that and we'll call it Intra-Base 1. Okay, this is my first base. This is an intralinking book, so I want to always make sure I know it's that type. So there we go. Let's grab that. Right, I now have the base 1. This is going to go at our destination. Okay, this one is going to go at is for here at our base, but first we have to get to the location and link it so it can take us there. So right, okay, we've got our first one done. Right, now what I will show you, demonstrate this with, is the oil. See, the oil is a long way off. Let's now go run to it. Well, it's not that far actually. I've already created a pathway to there, sort of. Let's jog, make it even quicker. Make sure that when you're doing this, going to a destination you want to link, make sure you've got 2 lecterns and you've linked your first book. Because otherwise you'll have a lot of running you'll have to do. Yeah, you can see here was a quarry that I was having fun with. Now, another use that I can have this for, not only am I going to put this in linking book down for the oil, but what I can also do is set up some quarries over here by the oil. That way the lag from the quarries isn't going to affect me back at my base. So it's useful for when you go long distances to either a dungeon or oil or some other resource. Not a village, because you don't want your villagers falling into your quarry and dying. So resources like this. Right, okay, here's close enough. What we do, we now grab our unlinked linking book, put it in our hotbar and select it, right click. That has now given us a link to that destination. Now what we need to do is place the one that takes us back to our base. You always put it in a lectern, otherwise rain will destroy it, or if you just drop it on the ground it'll obviously eventually disappear. Okay, so we put our intra base 1 book in there. Okay, we're in at our oil. Now when we right click and left, instantaneously back to our base. Now what I've done is I'm setting up a teleport room, as if you like, over here. So let's put a lectern down. Before I put the book down, I'm going to name it. So let's open the writing desk, let's put that in there, and we call this one Intra-Oil. That way basically I know it's my home world and it's oil, because I will be doing off worlds and oil. So there we go, just to keep it informative. Okay, so let's now put that in there. And we now have our oil. What we will also do, because you will get many destinations, so the best thing to do is to stay on top of it. In fact, yeah, I do. Best way to stay on top of it is put signs up so you can see exactly what you are doing for when you get loads and loads. So this one will be called Homeworld Oil. There we are. Right, okay, let's take you through all of the waypoints I'd set up. As you could see, there were 2 villages and there was the dungeon as well. So now in future episodes, when I want to highlight them or do an episode on them, we can. So the first one, village 1, right click, click, bang, here we are. We just travelled that fast distance in an instant, and the base, our base, is all the way back there. Not a problem, as we got a return ticket just here. Right click, click. Okay, so that's the base 1. Now let's take a look at the dungeon. Here we are. Here's a dungeon. I'll be doing an episode in there where no doubt I'll be doing lots of deaths. So let's go back. And the last one I'll show you, because we've done the oil, or just so you can see that it works, let's do the oil. There we go, straight back at our oil. Now you can go through your world, finding all the different ideal locations and giving yourself instant ports back to your base. I won't labour anymore, waffle anymore I should say. I've got the point across of what I wanted to make this episode on. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. I hope that this episode will from now on be an invaluable resource for you for any time you forget how to make your interlinking books. Goodbye.